Okay, so allow me to share in the screen our lesson for this afternoon. Wait lang. Check ko lang kung makita ba sa screen. Nakita ba ang aking gina-share?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Sige, so let's start. Okay, maraog. Na plano ang uban na mo sulod. Sana kaya ang uban? Okay, so this discussion is our 8th week lesson, no? So we are down to 2 weeks before our final examination. So with this lesson, you're expected to rationalize the leadership styles, qualities and traits of a leader, leadership theories, types of power in the workplace, leadership and communication. So at this very moment as well, I would like to assume that all of you already got the main idea or main point why this subject is offered, which is entitled or which has this description of human behavior in the organization. So let me just reiterate it before I proceed that one of the the reason why we need to have this subject is for us to be able to understand that different person comprises different personalities, different upbringings, as what I have explained, di ba? Last time, so natin kanya-kanya nga environment na gidakan, kanya-kanya nga mga upbringing. That's why that leads us to having different attitudes, different moods, different feelings. So with that, as HR, in the future, kung magdarita po ko, kita mismo tong unang mga tao na masabot sa mga behavior na or mga actions nga ginabuhat sa ubang tao, especially if they can conduct or they may conduct negative or dili maayo nga mga actions. Okay, so that's why in the previous discussion, nag-discuss ng mga motivational theories, mga job satisfaction, because those can explain na naay different drive ang bawat person, ang bawat isa sa atua kung bakit tayo nag-work, kung bakit tayo nag-act. And please always put in your mind that when you are talking of motivation, it always starts with a need. Now, in this subject, we are trying to focus on the leadership style. So we all know, and I just recently discussed that when you talk of a person, that would explain that different person entails different attitude. Now with this should be discussed as well for us to be able to employ different style. Kasi nga sa bawat isang taong nakakahilubilo natin, different also ang style na dapat natong i-employ. The leadership style that we need to employ. Kasi nga, dili man, kung si term, dili man, proper term, dili man, dili man pareho, dili uniform, ang behavior sa tao or ang personality sa tao. So as a leader, you need to know, no, kailangan ka makibagay, kailangan nimo mailhan ang imong mga tao, imong subordinates, imong colleagues. Okay, to start with, let's have first the definition of what leadership really is. Leadership is a process whereby an individual influences a group of individuals to achieve a common goal. It is also a process by which a person influences others to accomplish an objective and directs organization in a way that makes it more cohesive and coherent. That's according to North House 2007. And also, we may refer leaders or process leadership as those leaders that carry out process by applying their leadership knowledge and skills. So, pag ang isa ka leader is nag-apply siya sa kanyang leadership knowledge and skills, that's what we call process leadership. But when a leader, meron siyang traits that can influence the action, that is, or the action of others, that is called trait leadership. Okay, so let's expound more of this idea. Wait lang. Okay, sorry for that. So to continue again, let's expound the idea of leadership. So as what I have said, no, or as what I have read to you, that when you say leadership, it is the process whereby individual influences a group of individuals to achieve a common goal. Or proseso siya, no, na ginagamit ng isang tao, ng isang leader, no, na nag-i-influence, nagkukos sa other person, no, nga mobuhat o mo-achieve or umanon ang usa ka goal, ang usa ka task. So that's leadership. Again, it's the process. The process itself, the actions you do, the procedures you do, that you do to influence others to do something, to achieve something, that's already leadership. And let me reiterate it. Now let me emphasize that when you talk of leadership, it does not limit or it is not bound to what do you call that? It is not bound to position itself. It is bound to position. Kasi nga, anyone can become a leader. Again, regardless of the state you have, regardless of who you are, it doesn't count na dato ka or common person ka. You always can become a leader. It does not bound on the name of the position. Again, anyone can be a leader so long as you can influence na madala ni mga ubang tao or ma-influence ni mga ubang tao to accomplish a certain task, a certain goal, to do something, then you can employ leadership and you can also become a leader. Alright? Question so far? Nasabtan ba ang concept sa leadership? Hello?
Ma'am.
Hello? Nasabtan ba akong i-explain?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ayun. Alright, thank you. So, sige, let's continue. Now, since nasabtan na ito sa ang pasabot sa leadership, now we need to see, we need to look the factors that underlies how do we categorize, or how do we know if we are having leadership or we are practicing leadership? So allow me to share again. Okay, ayan. So, there are 4 factors of leadership. Um, first factor of leadership is, first you need to have a leader. Syempre, no? How can you apply, di ba? Again, when you talk of leadership, it's the process. Now, how can you do the process in the first place? You don't have the leader to do it, no? To do the process, sa proseso, sa action, sa movement, kaya mong pagabuhaton. So, first, dapat na kay leader, no? And when you talk of a leader must understand who he or she is, or who he or she is, what he or she knows, and what he or she can do. Or in short pa, kung mahimo kang leader, dapat kabalo ka kung unsa jud ka. I mean, not literally nga kabalo ka kung kinsa ka, no, or kabalo ka kung unsa ka. But syempre, we know kung kinsa ka, no, what do you do, and so on. But the thing is, becoming a leader means knowing your role, knowing your responsibility. No, not just knowing, but understanding it. No, unsa gyud ang imong stand, unsa gyud ang imong ginabuhat for your people, for your colleague. No, that's what we meant by this statement, no? And also understanding what you know. Unsa sabto nimo day, unsa imong mga nahibal-an, no? And also, sabton po din mo, unsa ang imong pwedeng mabuhat, no, what he or she can do. Kasi when you know this, you know who you are, you know where you stand, you know your role, you know responsibility, you know what you can do. Then, you may be able to share, diba, the idea, the knowledge, no, the things that works in you to others. No? So that's a leader. Hindi lang siya nga, okay, at ako ang president, ako ang elected president, then I am the leader. No, not just that. But again, it's more of understanding everything that goes along, or everything that's happening within the surrounding, within the organization. Okay? So another factor of leadership is the follower. No? So of course, when there is a leader, no, you need to have subordinates. You need to have followers. Kasi nga, you cannot become a leader if you don't have someone to lead on. Kaya natawag natin silang follower or mga subordinates. So these are the person who adhere or devote a particular cause or reason or activity. No? Now, having followers, no, as a factor of leadership, since we are again talking of the process, no, of influencing others to do something or to accomplish something, you need to know and you need to acknowledge that your followers have different needs, have emotions, have attributes, that those things I have mentioned, like the needs, emotions, and attributes, will motivate them to move, to act, no, to collaborate within the work that you need to let them do, or you need to, or you're asking them to do. Okay, so again, that's follower rather, no. So leadership, no, you need to know that followers have their needs, and when you know that, diba, kung mahibalan nimo, gina-acknowledge nimo, then you can become a better leader and you can have a better process, kasi nga mas nasabtan nimo ang mga pangangailangan sa imong follower or sa imong subordinates, and you also know the emotions they have been feeling, and as well the attributes that they have. Because if you know all these things, you can help them motivate. No, and always remember, diba, when you talk of motivation, it always starts with a need. Na sila kanya-kanyang mga panginahanglan nun that na nag-drive sa ilaha na malupat. And if kabaluta, no, aware ta atong mga need nila, then ma-motivate sila to work. Dili na sila kay magpetex-petex na lang, no? Kadaghanan ba sa empleyado, text-text na lang, lingkod-lingkod lang, wala rin haruhay lang. Kasi nga, dili sila motivated to work. Okay. Then the third factor of leadership is communication. So when you talk of communication, this is very crucial because it can build or harm the relationship between the leader and his or her employees. Okay. So you need to know. Wait lang class, mag-transfer lang ako kay Sabang Environment. Salit lang. Okay, audio check lang po. Dunggan po class.
Echo, ma'am.
How about this one? Okay na? Okay na siya?
Okay naman, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Miss Relikite. So, yun. So, sinasabi ko na, communication, no, that's an element or that's a factor under leadership. Because, of course, without communication, how will you understand each other? No, that's why it is very crucial in the process, no, or in the leadership, in that process na, in the sense na, kung mali nimo og dala imong tao, dili nimo sila gina-value, dili nimo gina-emphasize sa ilang sa your purpose sa ilang task, it can harm the relationship between the leader and of course the employee. So having that, na conflict, no? So dili na matarong ang organization, dili na matarong ang unsa man ang imong gusto na ipatrabaho or mga task nga assign sa inyo. Okay? And then last factor is the situation. No, the time, the event, the happening you are currently in or you are having. So with that, factor po siya sa leadership kasi kailangan nimong tanawo, no? Kailangan ka having the process, having the leadership, tanawo nimo kung unsa di ang judgment nga kailangan nimo for this kind of situation. Let's say situation wherein na amoy deadline nga i-beat. Kailangan nakaayon na siya nga deadline na ipasubmit. So with that kind of situation you are having, there would be cramming, no, dinalian na ang trabahoon, kay naaya pasun nga deadline. Now, what kind of process, what kind of action would you deal with? Would you do with? No, what kind of judgment will you have or yeah, for that specific situation? No? And you can really encounter a lot of situations, especially when you are not in the real world. Okay, question so far for the factors of leadership.
Ma'am.
None so far, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. All right, so the next last one is about the leadership styles, no? So again, as what I have said, no, I have emphasized early in our discussion, na when we acknowledge that people, when we acknowledge that we have different people that we deal on or that we are dealing, then we would also have to acknowledge that there should be different leadership style ng atong i-employ, no, or estilo sa atong pagdala, pagproseso sa atong mga tao, sa ano sila pagdala kay dili man uniform, no, dili common ang mga tao. Lahi tag personality, lahi tag attitude. So lahi po ta dapat o mga estilo nga gamiton, no, inside the organization. First on list is what you call the agentic The agentic leadership. Okay, so share ko na po itong ano ganina. Ayan. So, the agentic leadership. Okay. Yan. Okay, so when you say agentic leadership, no, this derives from the term agency. This leadership style is found in the business field by a person who is in control of their subordinates. So this person, the kanina type of person who is having the agentic leadership style, has characteristics of becoming assertive, no, or nasa assertiveness, nasa competitiveness, nasa independence, nasa courageousness, nasa masterful in achieving their task at hand. So in short, when you employ agentic leadership, ikaw tong knowledgeable na tao, no, da ka naka-alam. No, you are that kind of person that you can control. Pwede mong somehow, sabi nga dito, a business filed by a person or filled by a person who is in control of subordinate. Kasi nga, makontrol niya iyahang subordinates. Because nga, makademonstrate sa ani, assertive siya, kung sa man ang idea nga nasa iyahang, ginapush ka niya, very competitive. No? And you cannot become competent if you don't have the knowledge, you don't have the skills. So this kind of leadership really entails for a leader na marunong, no, may alam talaga. Now, if you're that kind of person, then you can use this kind of leadership. And sabi nga dito, emphasizing master in achieving their task at hand. So kaya niyang matapos talaga, mahuman ang isa ka task na gihatag sa iya. Okay? Second, leadership style is the autocratic leadership style. So this control the decision making, no, and gives less opportunity for employees to share ideas or suggestion. So dili po na side, no, naay mga times na pwedeng gamiton autocratic leadership, pero most of the time, this brings low morale to employees kasi nga, ang leader mismo ang nag-control sa decision-making tanan. Though, ang advantage ani is, ang autocratic can bring efficiency. Kay kunwari, kailangan dahil niyo ang decision-making, di na ka problema nga sig pangutana pa sa imong mga empleyado. Kay tungod, in an instant, no, in a fast way, makahatag din siyang decision kasi nga, the leader controls the decision-making. It's just that this gives less opportunity for employees to share ideas or suggestion. Wala kayo niya ginatagaan o ang iyong mga empleyado o chance nga mag-speak up, mag-suggest pa, or maghatag og mga ideas. Okay? Nasabta na, ikpangutana for autocratic. Nakuha naman.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Now let's proceed to bureaucratic leadership. Now when you say bureaucratic leadership, this strictly, emphasize natin yung word na strictly. This strictly follows rules and ensure that their people follow procedures accurately. So, noong unang panahon, very evident na siya and gina-practice yun na siya, this kind of leadership where they really practice kung sa dito mga rules and procedures na gina-implement sa isa ka organization, no. Let's say, yes, naipangutana. I can hear someone calling me. Ma'am? Naipangutana? Hello? If wala, Let me proceed. Kung may pangutana, chat lang sa, send lang ang pangutana sa chat. Okay, so again, let me continue. When you talk of leadership, bureaucratic leadership, this really strictly follows rules and regulation. And as what I have said, in the old days, no, very well, gina-practice good din siya. No, almost, tanan ng mga business, mo na yung gina-follow. Kasi nga, pag naka-follow ka rules and regulation, di naka-mamubli because everything is being laid on. No? Kung unsa man tong nasa, let's say, operation, procedural manual nila, or operational procedural manual, gina-follow na nila to. And if mo deviate gani ka, mo sukwahi gani ka, then there is an equivalent sanction, there is an equivalent, what you call that, equivalent punishment, no? Ang problema lang, no, sa bureaucratic leadership is dili na kayo siya pwedeng ma-apply karon if you really strictly follow rules, no, and regulation. Kay tungod mawala na ang art of innovation, mawala na ang art of flexibility, in which in today's time we are encouraging to our employees. Diba karon na panahon, innovation is the key to success. Kung dili ka mag-innovate, no, dili ka maging flexible, dili ka maging dili ka mo, what you call that, dili ka mo go with the trend, wala, ma-left behind ka, magpag-iwanan ka. Kaya hindi na masyadong gina-practice yung bureaucratic leadership. Even though, syempre, kailangan ang rules, kailangan ang regulation, but if you can justify that there is something better, no, you can justify that there is an alternative way to do it, which is more better, no, than the practiced one, than the traditional one, then that can be done, no, in today's time. Dili na pwede na kanang kung sa tong naanda na traditionally mo na lang yun and so on. Kasi nga, in today's time, the trend is to become flexible, to become innovative. Pero, applicable ni siyang bureaucratic leadership sa mga routinary tasks. Kung balik na lang imong task, syempre, medyo kayo kailangan i-follow na rule. Ensure good mo nga kani nga very procedure mo ug di siya ang imong buhat. It's like baking a cake ba, diba? I'm not a baker, no? Pero sabi nila, when you bake, no, it should really have an exact measurement. Kaya kung naa kay mamali nga measurement, kaya either mo gahi siya, either malambot siya, or dili mamao ang lasa niya. So it's like that concept, no? When you have bureaucratic leadership, kailangan every detail imuha siyang sundon. But again, as what I have said, in today's time, in the present time, no, the key is dapat flexible na tayo at dapat innovative na tayo. Pero when you have manufacturing, no, so since manufacturing has a routinary task, you can still employ bureaucratic leadership. Okay? So let's proceed to the fourth leadership style, the charismatic leadership style. So when you talk of leadership, charismatic leadership style, no, this somehow resembles to transformational leadership. Pare-pareho siya sa transformational leadership. Bakit? Kasi the leader inspires enthusiasm with their teams and are energetic in motivating others to move forward. Wait lang. Excuse me for a while. Okay, going back. So when you talk of again charismatic, this leader, no, has an enthusiasm, no, in their teams and really energetic and motivating others to move forward. Also, the charismatic leaders are often focused on themselves and may not want to change anything. Now, the disadvantage lang of this is that they can believe more in themselves than in their teams. So the leaders might believe that they can do no wrong even when others are warning him or her about the path they are on. So this feeling of invincibility can ruin a team or an organization. This can create that the risk that a project or even an entire organization might collapse if the leader leaves. So, okay na siya, maayo na siya nga leadership kasi nga you are that kind of leader na naga-inspire, no? Naga-motivate sa imong mga empleyado to move forward. But if ever masubraan pod ka ani kanang pwede naman silang gina-push na ingin ani na mas maato po ka sa point nga na sobrang believe na nimo sa imong kaugalingon, no? Most of the time dili na maisip na nimo nga tanan akong decision are tama, dili na ako magkamali. No, with that, pag i-feeling nimo invincible na ka, kaya ra nimo ang tanan, mabuhat ra nimo ang tanan, then this can create a risk, no? Or can collapse an entire organization. Kasi nga, what if napaday mas better nga idea, napaday mas better nga way, mas better nga alternative. Unya, tungod kay charismatic leader ka, taas kay kag-believe sa imong kaugalingon and you really inspire others to move on that direction, madala nimo ang tanan niya at the end of the day, dili dito mao, napaday mas better na decision, mas better nga way to do it. Mas ano na siya, risky na siya sa tibok organization. Again, naa siya good side kasi nga they inspire enthusiasm. Ang drawback lang ani is, or ang disadvantage lang ani is, pag sobrang believe na nimo sa imong kaugalingon nga dili na ka magkamali. Alright? So that's it. Another is a democratic, no, or participative leadership style. And I would like to call Jay and Don. Are you there, Jay and Don? Jay Ann? Jay Ann? Kaning sa remaining 2 weeks na to, gusto ko makadungog sa mga tingog sa mga estudyante, no, kay wala pa jud ko nabutang sa kuan, okay nabutang pa sa oral recitation. So like sa previous discussion nato na makoy recording sa ato gipang-review na ako, nabutangan na ako mga points katong mga nag-share ideas nila or nag-answer sa akong mga questions. No, katong mga wala pa na ako nadunggan, gusto ko makadungog sa ilahang mga ideas. Basi unsa ba naminaw ba ka ni? It's either kanang dili mo tubag sa ako, it's either nagsulod lang na sila sa Zoom for the purpose nga ma-attendance and then ihawa na sila gipang buhat. Or it's either di lang gyud sila ganahan mo tubag sa answer. Kasi if you are still in this Zoom class, no, you can always give me a chat, no, to answer. So wala gyud rason nga di mo makatubag. Okay, Jay and Don? So, okay, it's too long for me to wait. Let me have Real John Dolalas.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Real John, what's your idea about democratic or participative leadership?
So democratic, ma'am. So from the word democratic, ma'am, kanang free ka mubuhat sa ikaw na klase na leader, kung ang imuhang panglantaw sa imuhang mga nasakupan is kanang free will lang nimo sila ginahayaan sa ilang gusto na buhaton po.
Okay. So the word that I would get from the idea of Reljan is the free will. Not the free will. And I would
Yes po.
like to give credit on that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. So let's go back. No, so let's confirm if the idea of Reljan is correct. No, so sabi dito, democratic or participative leadership is a kind of leader, or leader is the one who gives the final decision whenever he or she includes the team. Or in short, yun ang sinasabi ni Reljan. What was your term again? I just forgot.
Free will, ma'am.
What was the free will? Or I mean, binibigyan mo sila ng chance, binibigyan mo sila ng
Yes po.
Sariling,
Binibigyan po
ayan, parang ganun,
ng
no? The chance to
decision.
speak up.
Yes po.
Yan, the decision. Okay, thank you. So again, when you talk of democratic or participative leadership, si leader talaga yung nagbibigay ng final decision. Pero bago niya ma-come up ang final decision na yon, nagtatanong muna siya, no? Binibigyan niya muna ng chance ang kanyang mga members, ang kanyang subordinates, ang kanyang colleagues to speak up, no? Just like the government that we have right now, 'di ba? We are a democratic country, 'di ba? And if you already have this discussion, or let me just refresh your memory in the three
Ma'am?
branch that we have in our government. Hello?
Yes
Yes,
po.
Real John?
Napod ko idungag gamay, ma'am.
Yeah, sige, go.
Yes. Being a leader po, ma'am, you should ask sa imong mga members sila ang mga ideas because at the end of the decision is ikaw man ang mag-decision as a leader. So, mag-ask ka sila og mga ideas na kung maka nindot siya sa ano ma'am, nindot siya sa company or organization, why not, 'di ba? So, naalang sa imo, ikaw, kumbaga ikaw ang magsala sa ilahang mga desisyon, dito ka makagets og idea sa ilaha para makabuti sa organization or company.
All right. Okay, very good. No, and very exact. No, the explanation of Mr. Dulas was very exact when he emphasized that the leader gives chance to people to give suggestions and all and ideas. No, kasi nga out from those ideas, out from those suggestions, coming from the team, coming from the subordinates, you as the leader can get no or can assess what's really the final decision. Okay, so tama yung sinabi. And with that, again, sa country natin, meron tayong tatlong branch no, ng governance. We have the legislative, kabalo naman siguro tayo, no, judiciary, and what's the last one? Saan na belong si President? Na naman mo BAHR 213? Sige na, good governance and social responsibility. Humana mo na subject.
Ma'am, executive ba, ma'am?
Yeah, very good, Maria, executive. Na humana ka gano'n, Darlene? Humana ka o BAHR 213? Good governance, Maria? Wala na yung sa Maria. But anyway, the idea of Maria or the answer of Maria is correct. No? So, legislative, judiciary,
Sorry, ma'am.
and
Sorry, ma'am, naka-face mask man
ano
ko,
yun?
ma'am. Sorry, naka-face mask
Okay
man
lang,
ko.
okay lang. Okay lang. Sige lang. Okay, so tama yung sabi mo, executive. So again, our country is under democratic, I mean, we are under democratic country. So we have three branches no, in our governance. We have legislative, judiciary, executive. So ang judiciary, sila ang nag-interpret sa amin, sila ang unang sa natong legislative. They make the laws. No? They make the law. Who are composed of this? Yung mga nasa Senado, Kongreso, di ba? Pero sa very basic, the very the lowest what you call that unit is the barangay. Then we have the city or municipality, then city, then we have the province, which is handled by a governor, and then barangay is a barangay captain, municipal is a mayor, also a city. Then we have the province. Now the province is a governor, and then we had the congressman in each district. Now si congressman ang magrepresent nato sa ato dito sa Senado, and then will be our voice. So then before a law can be implemented, dili siya, there is still a draft we call a bill. Kung ang mga senador na sila gusto nga balaod na kabuhaton, then ay draft nga gitawag nga bill. Dito ibutang ang mga si terma na ilang mga ipang-stipulate ang ilang gusto mahitabo ato nga law. Pero again, it's still a bill kasi nga i-hearing pa na siya, istoryahan para sa tanan before it can become a law. And then there's a judiciary that interprets the law. Interprets the law. And then there's the executive who execute. No? So, si president ang naadri, executive. Munang mingon sila nga masuko sila kay president, no? Masuko sila sa presidente. Dili man si presidente ang nabuhat sa balaod, igo ra man siya mag-execute. Trabaho na siya sa legislative. Okay? So, talking of this, girelate lang ako kay again we are talking of democratic. So, si president sa ato ang case, no, si President Duterte ang nag-final decision, nag-execute sa law sa balaod. Pero kailangan niya iyang mga miyembro, ang legislative body, ng judiciary nga motabang sa iyaha to assess if the law that was proposed or the law that was approved is really good enough to solve a certain problem. Kay after all, nibaingan pa sila, mingon daw tag balaod, muna ingon ignorance of the law excuses no one kay ang balaod is ano na siya kanang masag common sense ba? O naay balaod na bawal mangluwa. Wala man ko kabalo nga bawal mangluwa. Pero it's very common, no? Gamito na ato ang common sense nga dili man gid maayo mangluwa basing asa. No? Itabok kasi very straight, wala mo kabalo, wala may nag-ingon sa ako nga bawal mo tabok diri. But it's very common kay naay tarong nga tabukanan. So again, that's democracy as what was expounded by Reljan Dulalas. Okay. Now let's have another leadership style, and which is the laissez-faire. And I would like to call si Christian Alivio. Christian Alivio, what's your idea about laissez-faire leadership?
Ito, ma'am?
Laissez-faire, number 6.
Ay, oh, klaro, ma'am. Kay putol-putol, magod mo tingog, ma'am.
Unsa imong idea about laissez-faire leadership kaning naa diri sa screen nga akong gina-share?
Murag, I think, ma'am, murag, nag-govern na siya nga walay mo harang, ma'am, ba, anak? Bali, walay mo babag sila ang mga patakaran, anak, ma'am.
Ano daw yun? Ano daw?
Murag, leadership na siya, ma'am, nga walay mo harang, ma'am, anak, ma'am.
What do you mean walay mo harang?
Bali, kung ilang mga plano, ma'am, walay mo babag, ma'am, ba? Walay mo oppose, ano, ma'am.
I don't get the idea. Kaya expound ako lang ga. Nganong nakaingon ka nga kani nga leadership style kay sumura og unsa man kung mingon tag leadership style kani nga leadership style murag hawod kaayo ang leader kay wala man kaya mo babag.
Yes, ma'am. Murag ilang ginaalaw ang mga follower nga mag-set og
Sige. Ginalaw nila ang follower nga
mag-set og rules og maghimo og decisions.
Okay, sige. I'll give credit to that. Dira lang ko nga idea, no? The rest of the idea that you have shared are quite untrue, no? Dili kayo siya which is yung sabi mo na walay babag, na dili siya ana ang idea kay basi madungog sa imong classmate, nila, ma-acknowledge nila as mo ang tamang answer. But I would give credit to the idea you had na niingon ka na ginahatag or ano yung sabi mo, ginahatag sa members ang unsa timingon gani nakagi-term.
Authority nga mag-set og rules, ma'am.
Ayun, mag-set og rules or naa sila'y chance to work. Ana na lang. Kana lang akong idea nga i-credit. No? Thank you, Christian.
Yeah.
Tama yung sabi ni Christian na sabi niya, ang mga members under the laissez-faire leadership have the right or has the freedom to work, has the freedom to do things. Okay? Bakit? Sige, let's answer that. So when you talk of laissez-faire leadership, this allow people to work on their own. No? Kaya, which is very evident on the idea of Christian na sabi niya, ang laissez-faire, ang may members under sa laissez-faire leadership kay makaset og ilahang rules and regulation. Nga naman, because this kind of leadership, no, will allow people to work on their own. Kay, sa personality ani nga leader, no, kanang kung naa sila task o naa siya, let's say, ang management na ginahatag sa iyahan na task. So, iyahan na siyang i-disseminate na yan ang ihatag sa iyang mga team members. Gina-explain niya kung saan ang buhaton, ginahatagan niya ang resources. Kaya lang, the disadvantage is that dili siya mag-involve. Dili siya mo get in touch. No? Again, the leader
Bali ano siya, ma'am?
Yes, Katrina?
Kanang opposite siya sa autocratic leadership, ma'am, no?
Oo,
Bali, opposite siya ba?
No, kung autocratic mang boss, autocratic, dili gyapon kaayo siya in anang nga model nga leadership style. Pero the good thing is autocratic, siya mismo ang nag-control, siya mismo ang nag-decide. No? Pero sa laissez-faire, gina-allow niya ang mga tao nga mag-work. Yes, gina-allow niya nga mag-set sa ilang sariling gusto buhaton. Ginatagaan niya og resources, gina-advise niya, gina-explain niya unsa ang buhaton, pero dili lang siya mag-involve. Wala siya input. No, kung ginatawag ko ni sa uban dawlams daw o dawat limpyo. No, ang uban ani nga mga leader pagkahuman og buhat ani sa mga team nila kay ano daw kanang i-credit na nila sa ilang own. Wala na ginakalimtan na niya ang input sa iyang mga team, sa iyang subordinates. No, wala siya ginana. Which is very unlikely. No, dili dapat ang isa, dili na to siya dapat buhaton ni recipe. Kuan. Siguro ka manog ko buhaton ni ninyo. O dara ang kuan o kwarta pangbuhat ani. Yan ang buhaton. Okay, go. Kailangan ako na ugma. Ana lang. Dili siya mutabang og buhat. So dapat dili ingon ana. Okay? Nagets ba?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then let's have people-oriented. So please allow me to explain it. People-oriented leadership style. So people-oriented leadership style, now these are a kind of leader that is focused, no, nag-focus sila sa organizing, sa supporting and developing of people on their teams. Also, people-oriented leaders treat everyone on the team equally. And also, they are approachable leaders. They pay attention to the needs and welfare of everyone in the group. When team members need help or advice, they always make themselves available and are more productive and willing to take risks since they are aware that their leader will support them. So, from the word people-oriented, so makatao na siyang leader, no? Kabaliktaran sa ano nga, dili mag-involve ang laissez-faire diri, very organized ni siyang leader. No, nag-support gid siya, gina-develop gid niya ang mga team, ang iyang mga kaubanan, iyang subordinate. And gina-treat niya everyone fairly, equally. Walay pantay-pantay tanan, walay dato, walay pobre, no, walay sobrang bright, walay katamtaman nang, walay bulokon, ana, wala siya ana nga mga thinking. But rather, ginahunahon niya na equal jud ang tanan. And also, naghatag po siya advice, nag-extend siya og help sa iyang mga subordinates, and at the same time, ang iyang mga members ani kay productive, no? The members under this leadership style are productive because they can become confident na kung naa sila mga wala na sabtan, na sila mga wala na hibalaan, ang ilang leader kay mo support sa ilaha. Okay? So that's people-oriented leadership. Another is the task-oriented leadership. So this emphasizes on task completion and deadline, no? Or from the words task-oriented, nag-focus yun siya sa task mismo. Kanus ang mahuman, no? Kanus ang deadline, no? So very, very focused siya. In which, okay man siya, kay tungod, very, very focused siya sa kanus ang mahuman, kaya lang, na-tendency nga kung task-oriented leadership style imong gamiton is mag-struggle ka with time management function. No? Or I mean, ang moral sa imong mga empleyado ba? Kay basi tungod na kay ginaapas, inya kumusta na lang imong relationship sa imong mga empleyado? Siyon, oh, let's beat the deadline. Next week na siguro kag-remind sa ilaha. Pero basi mabombard na noon ang imong mga members, mabombard na noon ang imong mga co-workers, imong mga subordinates, nga sige ra kag-remind, kailangan mahuman na ni siya and so on, but wala ka, dili ka nila ma-feel that you are helping them because you're only after for the deadline, you're only after for the task completion nga mahuman siya. How about, like mga simple reklamo nga, sige ra kag-remind sa mo kasi mahuman ni siya pero wala man lang kay input, wala man lang kay tabang unsaon na mo ni siya pagbuhat sana mo human. You are putting more pressure on the people, no, or on your people, on your subordinate, on your team. Which is also dili pud kaayo siya maayong nga leadership, no? It's okay to become task oriented, na ay mga advantages, especially nga syempre kailangan jud ninyong i-set ang deadline, so you need to become strict with your employees, with your subordinates. Nga kani nga time mahuman jud dapat nato ni siya, kani nga deadline, kani nga date na mahuman jud nato ni siya. But you need to add, kung saan i-add, syempre ang personal pangumusta sa mga empleyado, kumusta naman, okay pa ba, sa may mapangutahan na ninyo, dili kay mag-focus lang jud ka nga, dapat mahuman jud nato ni trabaho, dira lang, sige jud mo sila o pressure. Okay? Then we have servant leadership, which often is led by example. So servant leadership, meaning, from the word now, servant, you're a servant of all. You can become leader, you can influence others to work, but you set by example. No, bago nila buhaton, ikaw jud mismo ang mangunay. No, naa ka didto nga mabuhat, ingon ka nga, okay, no ID, no entry, bawal mag-chanelas. Then ikaw tong leader nga gina-follow siya, wala ka naga-chanelas, naga-formal ka, naga-ID ka. No, you lead by example. Ikaw ang mismo manguna sa imong ginastorya. You walk your talk. Dili kay sige ra ka order sila mando sila ha, pero ikaw pud mismo ang pasaway. So you need to become a servant leader. No, or you need to have a servant leadership. Then transactional leadership. Number 10. Now this leadership is often the best leadership style. I mean, transactional leadership starts with a team members who agree to obey their leader when they accept a job. And also, the leader has a right to punish team members if their work doesn't meet an appropriate standard. The leadership style clarifies everyone's roles and responsibilities. It judges team members on performance, so who are ambitious and motivated by external rewards often succeed. So, kani siya na leadership style involves organization paying team members in return for the effort and compliance. More on the work lang ba, sa transaction lang jud sila naga-focus, no? Mo nang sabi nga kanina, members that are, what do you call this? Team members on performance, or itong mostly mga ambitious and motivated by external reward often succeed. Kay tungod mas driven man sila nga under transactional leader when they accomplish something, no, when they do something that bear satisfaction on the one who gave it, then makakuha sila ng monetary value. Then, drive to nila na mas mag-succeed tong mga tao nga kung sa ano pa is driven sa monetary reward, no, or external reward, no. Kaya naman yung mga other kind of employer, other kind of people na they are more driven on the quality of the work, kanang the challenge that they get from the job, kanang dapat may balance sa ginyatan and so on. But in here, if you are that kind of person na ambitious, gusto yun nimo ning makuha and so on, motivated ka by the rewards, then this kind of leadership is suitable for you. Ang disadvantage lang ani is that the team members can do little to improve their job satisfaction. And it has serious limitation for knowledge-based or creative work. The employees feel suppressed, which can lead to high employee turnover. So, kasi nga, more on the transaction lang yung mga gina-focus dito eh. So, dili na kayo wala na kay art of, what do you call it, flexibility, innovation. Kung naka gusto suggest, dili na kay tungod, unsa ang ipatrabaho sa imo, wala mong gini mong humanon. No? In which, others, or other, especially sa inyo mga millennial, may kasagaran na boring kung mura na yung ipatrabaho permanente, kung sigla siya suguon, wala siya freedom sa kanyang job. That will lead to turnover or mag-resign ang mga empleyado, no? And so on. And the last leadership style is transformational leadership style, which is the best leadership style to use in business situation. Kasi when you are having transformational leadership, no, these are inspiring because they expect the best from everyone on their team as well as themselves. So this leads to high productivity and engagement from everyone in their team. So kung ang dili lang ang transformational leadership, wala lang siya nag-account, wala lang siya nag-expect of best sa iyahang kaugalingon, but rather gina-involve niya ang tanan. No, gina-encourage niya ang tanan na mag-move pod. From the root word transform, no? Siya tong kind of leader nga, dili ka niya buhian unless you have learned something, unless na-develop ka, no? From having little to having greater things, no? Or greater kahibalo, no? So, muna ang pinaka-aim ni transformational leader, which is very ideal or very, sabi nga, best leadership style of all business situations. Okay, and that ends the leadership styles. Question, clarification, violent reaction.
None so far.
None so far. Thank you for your response, Mr. Dolalas. Okay, before I'll end our discussion, I want to ask Chini Diadio. Chini Diadio, are you there, dear? Chini? Chini. Hindi mo naman yung ako ba, no? Mary Grace Yagonia.
Yes, ma'am.
Sige. I want to ask, no, of all the leadership styles that we discussed, which of this is most likely you see yourself practicing in the future? Or ang pasabot na ako is, again, sa kanina mga leadership styles nga akong i-discuss, asa dapit ani ang leadership style nga makita nimo imong kaugalingon nga i-practice nimo sa future. Kunwari may imo na kang HR puhon, magtrabaho na ka puhon, may imo kang leader puhon, asa ka ani nga leadership style, 11 leadership style ang makita nimo sa imong kaugalingon nga i-practice nimo?
Para sa kuan ma'am kanang I think ang agency leadership kay para sa kuha is kanang number 1 ma'am.
Agentic?
Yes ma'am. Kay
Bakit?
kumbaga kanang para sa kuha sa karon ma'am kanang kanang nga style sa leadership kay kanang wala sa ako dili na ko na mahimo. So mas kuan ako siya nga kumaga i-practice good ma'am. Kaya wala na siya sa kuha sa pagkakaroon.
Ayun. That's nice also, no? I like your answers, Mary Grace, na ano, nakita mo, na-assess mo ang kaugalingon nimo na you don't have that kind of leadership. That's why in the future, would you want that to practice in yourself, no? So I would assume gusto ka og mga maging assertive, gusto ka maging competitive, gusto ka maging independent,
Pag-ana ma'am.
courageous, okay. That's why you have answered. Thank you, Mary Grace. Sige. So, time check, it's 3:43. No, it's 3:43 p.m.
Ako, ma'am, wala pa ako ka-oral, ma'am.
Napaka-oral si
Really, kete, ma'am.
Relikite, okay, sige dear. Mura, ikaw na lang dito ako natawag no kay Uban, may sige tawag. Sana ako tawag, di yun mo tubag. Sige. My question for you, dear, is how can you, from the discussion that we have, and also in your own idea, how can you become a better leader?
Ano, ma'am, kanang I become a better leader kanang sabot ko sa attitude sa tao, ma'am. And then naaman jud per me ang adjustment, ma'am. Tapos kanang I know how to understand the situation.
Yun, ang ganda naman. No? Very good. Thank you, Miss Rilikite. Sana lahat no, ng sinabi ni Rilikite, hindi lang si Miss Rilikite ang mag-practice noon, but tayong lahat. Yung points na sinabi niya na siya yung leader na musabot, no? Musabot sa uban, no? Lami kay na sa paminawon. Because again, this is the very essence actually of this subject. No? Na again, as what I have emphasized, na amon tay mga lesson, ani nga mga subject na dili na to masabtan. But do not forget the very core purpose of this subject, why we are having this subject, which is to understand human behavior sa mga tago sa katao. Ay kasi nga pag nasabtan nato ang behavior, ang mga action sa ubang tao, mas harmonious, mas healthy ang relationship. Dili lang sa sulod sa organization, but within ourselves kasi nga dili nato siya i-take, no? Wala tayong mga hard feelings sa uban nga ato man siya and so on. You can just think of yourself na okay, ing ato daay siya kay na siya ginapagdaanan. So dili na bugat sa imong kaugalingon, di na ka magaligot-got, di na ka mag-post sa Facebook nga mag-rant ka. Diba no? Kalami sa paminaw gyud. Okay, so I'm happy and I'm very satisfied with the discussion that we had this afternoon. I hope kamo po bisang gamay ra kay tanaw